closer to the November 3rd election, Wisconsinites are asking about their options for voting. On behalf of Sevastopol's Public Education and Government Charter Channel 986, my name is Linda Waite, and this brief public service announcement will give voters some helpful information on options to cast their ballot for the November election. Whether you vote absentee by mail, or in person at your municipal clerk's office, or go to the polls on election day, all options are safe and secure. Let's start with the easiest way to request an absentee ballot using online services. Our Wisconsin Elections Commission has developed a very user-friendly website entitled My Vote Wisconsin. Just go to myvote.wi.gov and click the first box on the left-hand side that says My Voter Information. Once you get to that site, all you have to do is type in your first name, your last name, and your date of birth and click the green box that says Search. The screen tells you that you are registered to vote and also tells you the next election date. In this case, the next election date will be the 2020 general election on November 3rd. It also tells you the My Absentee status. If you have already requested an absentee ballot for November 3rd, it lets you know that your clerk has already prepared and mailed out your absentee ballot. That's great. There's nothing else you need to do. All you have to do is watch your mailbox for the absentee ballot envelope from your clerk. If there is no absentee request on file for you, simply click on the blue box that says Start Here to request an absentee ballot. You will be asked to confirm your mailing address, then just click Submit. Your local clerk will be notified and your ballot will be promptly sent out by mail. Your absentee ballot request is automatically forwarded to your local municipal clerk, who again will promptly verify your registration and address and mail out your absentee ballot. In the envelope you receive from your clerk, you will find a ballot, some instructions, and a postage prepaid return certificate envelope. It is very important that you follow the instructions enclosed. Have your witness on hand, but they don't need to see how you voted. That's confidential. Your witness can be your spouse, a friend, a neighbor, any U.S. citizen over the age of 18. Be sure your marks on your ballot are clear, and be sure to look at both sides of the ballot. The November election that you receive is a two-sided ballot. After you marked your ballot, simply place it into your certificate envelope and seal it up. Sign and date as the voter, then turn it over or hand it over to your witness, who will also sign and fill in their address. After that is completed, you can put your sealed and completed certificate envelope in the mail. It is already pre-addressed to your local clerk. Or you can drop it off at your clerk's office. If you made a mistake and you need a new ballot, no problem. Simply contact your local clerk for a replacement and she will place it into the mail for you. If you know you're registered, but you don't have a computer or access to that online process, again, no worries. There are other options to request your absentee ballot. You do need to submit a request in writing to your clerk. This can be a handwritten note, it can be an email, or it can be a fax. Or you can even fill out the official Form EL-121, which is an application for an absentee ballot. So simply mail your note or email or fax your note to your local clerk. One important item here, your clerk needs to have a copy of your photo ID on file. If you have previously voted absentee in the past, he or she probably has your photo ID on file. If you have not voted absentee in the past, you do need to include a copy of your photo ID. In most cases, that is your Wisconsin driver's license or your Wisconsin state-issued ID card or a U.S. passport. There are other documents, but it is something that has your name and a picture. If you're not sure, simply call your clerk. And you can also drop your absentee request at your local clerk's office. Again, be sure to include your mailing address, that's where you want the ballot mailed, and a copy of your photo ID if it's not already on file. If it is within 2 weeks prior to the election, you can also vote absentee in person at your municipal clerk's office. The process will be the same. You mark your ballot, you seal it up in the certificate envelope, you sign and date as the voter, and have a witness present. As of this date, you can vote absentee in your clerk's office between Tuesday, October 20th, and Friday, October 30th by 5 p.m. Again, call first to find your clerk's hours for in-person absentee voting, as they may vary throughout the state. You cannot carry your ballot out of the clerk's office. It must be voted then and there. I went online to request an absentee ballot, but it says, sorry, we can't find you. So in this case, you are not registered to vote. Again, you can register online if you have access, but there are deadlines as we get close to Election Day, November 3rd. When in doubt, simply call your local clerk. In Wisconsin, a new resident or a new voter can register and vote on Election Day. Be sure to bring your photo ID. That's a document with your name and your photo, such as your driver's license, state ID, or passport. And you also need proof of residence. That would be a document with your name and current address. There are a number of acceptable documents that the clerk will take a look at. Again, a Wisconsin driver's license that has your current address, a Wisconsin ID that has your current address, a utility bill, a bank statement, or a student ID will work for your proof of residence. So, to recap all this information, there are voter registration deadlines. There are also voting by absentee deadlines. If you intend to register online, the deadline is October 14th. If you want to register in your local clerk's office, the deadline is October 30th. Again, be sure to bring your proof of ID and proof of residence. There are also absentee mail deadlines. October 19th is the deadline to request an absentee to be mailed to you. And again, in Wisconsin, you can register and vote on Election Day. Remember, your vote is important. Wisconsin has made a commitment to election integrity and safeguards that are in place to ensure that election administration and best practices are used. You can be assured that your vote, whether by absentee or in person, is safe and secure and will be counted on Election Day. Again, thank you to Sevastopol's PEG Charter Channel 96 and our videographer, Laddie Chapman, for providing our voters with this helpful information.